Fitzpatrick, has he turned a corner, or is just everything coming together?
I think it's everything coming together. He's settled down, and he's not trying to win it by himself, and he's smart. He's understanding he has playmakers around him, and he's just directing the offense.
After the Houston game, this team you disagreed, but the feeling was maybe there was a bit of a crisis mode. Now 3 straight wins. Are you that much better than you were after that Houston game, or have circumstances just maybe fallen your way a bit to make it appear that this team is back on track?
No, I think we're playing much better. I think we're playing more together than I thought we were playing individual football, and I thought we were doing a little bit too much on both sides of the ball. I think we're back to playing and doing the things that we know how to do to help us win.
A couple of hours ago on the show, somebody called up and said, I wasn't high on the Jets signing Changali, but he's really turned into be quite a good offensive coordinator. How much did you know him, Todd, and has he been better than you thought he was going to be?
No, we had a mutual best friend, and we didn't know each other. I know him from playing against him quite a few years when he was in Buffalo and I was in Miami, and I knew what he was, and I knew about his past, and I knew about his college career, and I knew about his personality. So that all helped me in being the guy that I wanted to have on this team, and I think he's doing what I expected him to do when I hired him. He's doing a great job.
And when you coached against him, did he present more problems for you than, say, other ones, and you took note of that?
He was one of the few that presented quite a few problems for me when we played against him.
Like what type of problems does he present?
He can give matchup problems. He understands, especially blocking problems as far as getting certain guys on certain guys and running certain plays to challenge your defensive calls and your philosophy to make you think and put guys in different positions to make you have to adjust all the time. So he was very good at that.
All right, Devon Smith out for the year. Comment on that, and also what is your plan moving forward for maybe bringing in another wide receiver?
Well, Devon was coming along. It's unfortunate he got hurt. He really started picking up the offense pretty well, started playing faster, and he helped us 2 weeks ago, and we were looking forward to him helping us going forward. But, he's young. It's unfortunate he got hurt. I just hope he gets healthy and comes back in time. Obviously, we got Kimbrell Tompkins that we can play with, and, depending on how injured Curley is or isn't, we may or may not bring in another wide receiver.
I'll tell you what, 2 of your wide receivers are doing a great job together. They almost complement each other, Coach, and Marshall and Decker. Did you envision this at the beginning of the season, that they would be such a good combination? And Marshall speaks, so highly of Decker and how, his game is, can play off of Decker's success as well.
I think they feed off each other. I had Brandon in Miami. I knew what kind of receiver he was. And, as a football player, Brandon's outstanding, and Decker has proven to be outstanding as well. So I think they complement each other pretty good.
All right, so what are some of the things you can now do defensively with Revis back that maybe you couldn't do when he was hurt?
Obviously he can shut down the entire side, but you got to be careful of the other guys as well. But he allows you to play some more man if we want to choose that route. We got a couple of different ways to go with the defensive line rushing the way they're rushing. We may not have to do as much some games, so it's good to have the versatility to do some of those things, but we don't necessarily have to do them.
After missing 2 games, was Revis as sharp as he was before leaving?
Yeah, he never missed a beat. He studies. He's a consummate professional. He's going to study and prepare every time, so I wasn't worried about that part, but he was sharp.
All right, any big deal to losing the 1 day of preparation playing on a Saturday?
No, not right now. We're off today. We'll come back in and we'll get to work on Dallas, and, they got a short week too, so we'll just go from there.
You were certainly very complimentary last week of Mariota. After watching him live, what did you think of him? He's a heck of a receiver.
He's a quarterback. Yeah, he's a heck of a receiver, too. I still think he has a lot of poise, and I still think he's going to be a great quarterback. I thought he was good yesterday. I was still impressed with him.
Were you ticked off at the pass they were able to complete to him? Was that a missed assignment of some sort, or did they just catch you by surprise?
Well, Pryor saw it. He just fell down.
Right.
He fell down. The guy was wide open. There's nothing you can do about it.
Now, I realize you can only control what you can control, but how much do you spend watching and studying the schedule for Pittsburgh and Kansas City? Because your chances of the playoffs also rest on what those guys do.
You don't spend time on it until you spend time with yourself and make sure you win. And if they happen to slip up, then that's better for us. But you can't spend time on it or you're going to lose sight of the focus that we got to play Dallas.
But is there somebody in the Jet office with, little glasses on, sits in the corner and tells you all the mathematical permutations of what has to happen for you to make the playoffs?
Nobody's going to tell me anything because I don't want to hear anything.
Really?
I don't want to hear anything. I know we're all at the same record, and I'm going to let it play out, and I'll hear it at the end.
So much is made, though, disappointment if you don't make the playoffs. But if you run the table, go 11-5, and circumstances dictate you don't get in, I mean, you still have to find some success in that, right?
You try to find some good at the end of the season and everything, and really you try to play good football at the end of the year to have momentum going forward into the next year. So we're going to try to do that right now. Yes, we're trying to get in the playoffs, and we're trying to win games one by one, and we'll see how it goes at the end.
I'm curious, Coach. I don't know if you don't want to look this far ahead. From what Ryan Fitzpatrick has shown you, can you envision him being a quarterback here for the next couple of years?
No, we'll address it after the season, but Ryan's been having a good year, and, he's been doing a lot of good things, and I'm happy we got him.
I always wonder what's in the DNA of a coach because, Don brought this up earlier. After the Houston game, I mean, it was like the sky was falling for fans. How did you keep your confidence up that this team would turn around?
Well, we were 4-1 to start, and I wasn't as high then because I knew we had a ways to go, and we weren't as good as everybody thought we were. And when we went 1-4, I know we weren't as bad as everybody thought we were. So we had time and we had some things to grow, and I knew we were close if we could put it all together. And the last 3 weeks, we just started putting it together.
As a former Redskin, you had those giant flashbacks when you played the Giants about all those matchups. I'm assuming you'll have some more flashbacks going to Dallas on Saturday, all those Redskin-Cowboy matchups?
Yeah, a little bit, but I've been there a few times, so that's kind of passed. They got some great players, and I was there last year in Arizona, so I kind of been in the stadium lately.
Coach, you can admit that you're still secretly a Redskins fan. I know. I won't.
Don't listen to him, Coach.
Only when we don't play them.
There you go. All right, I'll take. You know what? I'll take that, Coach.